Geek Cross. Hi, my name is Anna.
And I'm Peyton.
And today, what are we doing today?
Today, we are back with a comeback reaction to ONEUS, To Be or Not To Be.
So if you've watched our channel, you know that we got to know ONEUS through Road to Kingdom, and we have since then reacted to all of their title tracks. Come Back Home we didn't react to though because we had already seen it through Road to Kingdom, but anyways, we're really excited for their comeback, and we have seen the teasers and both of the story films.
So I also was telling Anna, I saw on social media earlier, like when the teasers came out, that Two Moons had put together that this story is connected to the story from Come Back Home, and then also there were apparently spoilers in their dance breaks, which we haven't seen yet. We will watch them. But yeah, I'm excited.
Lego?
Lego!
Oh, let me turn the volume up actually. Oh! Wait, sorry. What?
They're so cute, Anna.
What? Anyways,
Always Hwano with the intense stare.
I mean, he has the eyes, you know?
I know.
Based on the teasers, I feel like you might like this song, Peyton. Like, it seems like your style.
Yeah. But in fairness, I've liked every ONEUS song.
Valid.
Ooh.
Okay. So there's the crown.
Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful.
There's so much symbolism in this music video already.
I know. The sun. The genre change, though.
Yeah.
Oh, background vocals. The line that goes like, oh. What does this mean?
Oh, what is this part?
Oh wait, they also have the contrasting, like, the contrasting concepts, like really dark ones and then like the really beautiful floral. There was a gunshot sound.
That like hand that's around the bathtub. Oh.
I was gonna say, is it supposed to be like he's in blood?
Yeah.
The crown of thorns.
That is some really heavy symbolism.
Also the fact that he's tied to like a post.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh my. See, the genre change for the chorus is really interesting. With the line that's going like, ah.
Ooh.
That shot though. Huh? Wait.
What is this?
It's the pendant from the story film.
Oh yeah!
Where like the souls or whatever are locked in there. Wait, okay, I thought that this was totally like Victorian era, but then I guess it's modern times with the guns.
But is it because they've been trapped in sleep or whatever?
Oh, and now they're out. Okay.
Oh my god!
This is a lot. Wow, I just did not expect it to get this gory.
Did they throw Soho?
Huh?
Sorry, I was the dance.
Oh, did they throw him?
Yeah.
Is Soho the one that was like this during that moment of silence? Because I was like, that also looks like a cross.
Well, that's why I would have expected them to throw Hwano.
Yeah. Oh. One of those run jump things. Oh. That noise sounded like chains or whatever. So ominous. What?
So really quickly before I actually start talking about the music video, but on our last ONEUS video, someone had asked in the comments who our faves were, and I feel like I need to reply because I replied to the comment and said that I would say in our next ONEUS video. That's kind of a hard question though, because at the moment I don't have like one specific bias, but it's like a push and pull back and forth between Hwanu, which I feel like is not really a surprise, and Soho.
Big surprise.
Big surprise, but also like he really won me over with that soccer clip.
And then for me, I feel like it's kind of obvious who my favorite is based on any of our comments whatsoever. Idol. Okay, bye.
Now onto the music video. Let's talk about the dance first. So obviously, like in the song, they're struggling with a decision or a question. Like obviously the name of the song is To Be or Not To Be. This person that I love, like I have to cut you off to be happy again. And like that's a hard decision to make because it's just like a lot of emotions involved, and there's kind of this like twisted love that like you're getting away from but kind of has its grasp on you and all this stuff. And that like struggle with the decision is really reflected in how they're dancing. And I've talked about ONEUS' musicality before, but I feel like it's especially present in this because it's not just the music that they're reflecting, it's like the emotions behind the words that they're really like showing off. And it's very much in the contrast between these very like restricted movements that feel like they're being restrained, like they're kind of tied up, but they're trying to break free of it. And then like moments where they feel a little bit more free, like, oh, I've almost climbed out of this hole, like I'm almost there, and then they get dragged back in. It was really just like very emotive dancing, and that was very breathtaking. And then like the flat line in the music, I guess it's like the bridge part right before the last chorus where it like flatlines, and then the word they say is dead before they start singing, and they like throw Soho forward, and I was like, what? Like, oh my gosh, like, wow. Then their dancing gets this renewed desperation of like, I have to get out, like I have to go, like there's this freeness to it of like, I'm going to like make this decision. And it's like dancing with this reckless abandon, and it just really, it made me want to like fight for them, I guess is the right word. So yeah, I was very impressed with all of the emotions in the dance. And then obviously like there's a lot of symbolism in the music video, and like we watched the story teasers so we know like what the story is. The symbolism is just very like breathtaking, I guess, and it would take way too long to go through every single symbol. But then I think the most powerful symbolism to me was definitely the crown of thorns symbolism, which is like super heavy. Not gonna really get into all of that, but like it's definitely a symbol, at least on surface level, for being trapped by something or like under the weight of something. But like I thought it was really powerful how they had it in two different places overtly, because I think it kind of is woven throughout the whole story. But like Hwanu obviously wears it, and then it shows all of the different times when they're being pricked and like blood is coming out. But then when they're in the gazebo and they're all like trapped inside the gazebo, and the way the wood is looks like a crown of thorns, and I was like, wow. I mean, obviously I really liked it, and everyone on this channel knows that I'm here for my like angsty traumatic music, so is anyone really surprised? No. I'll stop there because I talked longer than I meant to, and I'll let Anna go.
So I'm not really going to talk about like the music video symbolism and all that because Peyton covered it, and if I try to talk about it like I usually do with analyzing things, this video will be like many hours long. But moving on from that, I thought the song was interesting because it verges on more rock compared to some of the other songs of theirs that we've listened to, but at the same time like the song does go into other genres of music as well. Like the whole rap section becomes like very dubstep, EDM-y. But then also I was saying the genre change for the chorus, I was like, huh? What is this? What's happening? And then I mentioned there's that pitch that's being played in the background that goes like, oh. I don't know if that's right. It might be an instrument, but to me it also sounds like it could be a voice. I've definitely had to sing a line that sounds that way before, and if it is a voice, then I think it's really interesting because it kind of makes me think of like a singular voice calling out. You know what I mean? And then like tied into the whole story arc of this, I'm like, wow, that's really powerful. If not, and I just misinterpreted it, that's cool too, but I like my interpretation. And then I mentioned like in the verses and the pre-chorus, it does get more like softer, like a little bit more sentimental, and they're in their emotions, and like they have a lot of little different like instrument effects that come in and out, little different elements. And one thing that I pointed out that I thought was really beautiful was there's this line in the pre-chorus, and I think Connie sings it the first time. The second time it might be Soho, but it's doubled by this really high synth. Already the instrumental is more sparse than like the rest of the song, so you're focused on like their emotional singing voices and then this high synth that's doubling it, and as it like goes down the line, it's like my emotions are falling. And then the last thing that I really had to say, I thought it was really interesting how in the verses where it is a little bit more like sparse instrumentally, you hear like a kick drum, but it's not like the typical like 1, 2, 3, 4 counting the beat. It like comes in and out, and it's very rhythmic, it's syncopated, so it adds more of a rhythm to the song when like the melody that's being sung above it is just like very smooth, sort of legato. And I thought it was really interesting because like the kick drum makes it feel like punches, but that's contrasted with a really like smooth singing line that's happening above it, and it's like that inner conflict of all of this. Okay, but yeah, that's all I had to say.
Okay, so TLDR is once again with our ONEUS reactions. We just have so much to say because there's just so much emotion and symbolism, and just, yeah, obviously we really liked it. Like, that's the TLDR.
But this song also has furthered our ONEUS Disney Prince agenda.
Oh, yes.
Although in this they're supposed to be kings. It
They
says monarch.
surpassed Prince already.
So, anyways. That being said, if you liked this video and also really enjoy ONEUS's comeback, then please leave a like, comment, subscribe, turn on your notification bell, and bye!
Bye!